feel like being offended has turned into a game online, and everyone is trying to hit the high score. In today's day and age, it's important that everything is viewed through the lens of diversity and inclusion. The content itself doesn't really matter as long as it's being made by the right kind of people for the right kind of people. The right kind of people being non-white and non-male creators producing content for non-white and non-male viewers. Identity politics infested and embedded itself into almost every facet of the entertainment industry, and it's incredibly easy to spot in film and television. We have shows like Batwoman, whose sole marketing push was women don't need men, and not letting a man take credit for a woman's work. Even though she's using all of the tools that a man created, a suit that a man created, and an infrastructure that was paid for and made by a man. You get the picture. And of course, just look at Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy and all of her The Force is female nonsense. Yeah, that's working out real well for you over there, huh? And of course, most recently we have Birds of Prey, where the talk track from the actors was how this film takes on the patriarchy. Let's take a look at this tweet where someone tells you all of the amazing reasons to go watch and support Birds of Prey. A film that was marketing itself as woke trash, and it didn't need no man. They're all strong, independent women who are going to take down the patriarchy. And then it shit the bed and has now been surpassed in the box office by a blue rodent in just 4 days. Back to the tweet. Wow, the director was an Asian woman, and it was also written by an Asian woman? It even has a black and an Asian and a Latina and gay characters.
I'm gay.
Notice how there's no mention of character development or the plot, just the most shallow details, such as the color of a person's skin and who they like to fuck or get fucked by. This video, however, is not focused on the idiocy of identity politics, but it is related to it. You see, dear viewer, I like to guide you on a journey when I do a video. I could present this in the most basic way possible, but that wouldn't be fair to you, no. You deserve better, and I'm here to provide what you deserve. Join me in today's video where we take a look at a Marvel Comics writer who believes South Park has done irreparable cultural damage, when in reality, it is identity politics that is to blame for the damage being done to our culture and our society. Dana Schwartz is yet another SJW leftist who writes for Marvel Comics. Shocker, I know. The writer for She-Hulk has been on record saying things like, "You know what? Screw it. No novels by white men in high schools for the next 20 years.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Yeah, take that, Great Gatsby. Animal Farm, fuck that. Who wants to read an allegory of the horrors and corruption that communism brings?
You know, it's funny, sometimes American journalists talk about how bad a country is because people are lining up for food. That's a good thing.
Come to think of it, that probably would be a positive thing in the eyes of Dana, along with those who think like her. Dana has also stated that we need to, quote, kill the Western canon, and this is because it's simply too white. Could you imagine if somebody said we need to kill rap music because it's too black? Or we need to end Bollywood because there are too many Indian people in it? Dana has made it apparent that the only thing that matters is your gender and your race. This is of course in line with the ass-backwards logic of identity politics, but more on that in a bit. Now you may be asking, why does any of this matter? Who is surprised that there's another far-left white woman screeching about patriarchy and systematic racism and sexism in a country where she and many others enjoy freedoms and luxuries that people in other countries could only dream of? On February 13th, Dana tweeted out the following. In retrospect, it seems impossible to overstate the cultural damage done by South Park. The show that portrayed earnestness as the only sin and taught that mockery is the ultimate inoculation against all criticism. I would have to say, in retrospect, Dana, this tweet makes you look like an idiot. Cultural damage? Is this due to your fragile state of mind being confronted with conflicting ideas and, dare I say, jokes? Are you so sheltered and weak that you cannot handle people poking fun at another? I'm not an obsessed fan of South Park. I think it has some pretty funny episodes, and while it is full of childish humor at times, The episodes have something to say. There's usually a larger message being portrayed. Rarely, if ever, is South Park just about a fart or a shit joke. Smaller, crude jokes are typically sprinkled throughout an episode that's typically discussing things like politics, race, political correctness, activists like PETA, etc.
This is my wife, Janice. The outside world looks down on a man marrying a llama, but our love knows no boundaries.
Wow, you guys really love animals.
Unfortunately for Dana and other leftists such as herself, it's not in line with political correctness and therefore is a threat to their authoritarian demands that everything be as bland and milquetoast as Lily Singh's comedy.
But I know for sure some people at home are looking at their TVs just like, is something wrong with my TV? Why are they playing Slumdog Millionaire after Seth Meyers? Hey, Middle America, I'm so glad you're here. Look, I get it, okay? I'm not your traditional talk show host. I mean, the media has mentioned I'm a bisexual woman of color so much that I feel like I should just change my name.
Oh, fuck yeah, this is the shit! Kill me now!
South Park is a show that acts as an equalizer. It does not care about your skin color. It does not care about your gender, your religion, your politics. Every single thing is fair game. Almost crazy to think it's like we're not better than each other and we're all equal. South Park is more about equality than these radical morons who spend their days on Twitter yelling into the void about systematic oppression and sexism. South Park makes fun of black people constantly. Hell, look at one of the main black characters in the show. His name is Token, for God's sakes. Does that offend you? Don't worry, because they make fun of white people too. Kenny and his family are white trash alcoholics.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you, Kenny. You made my favorite drink for me. But unfortunately, now that I'm pregnant, I can't drink.
Well, I could still drink. Oh, that hits the spot. Makes me forget all about my shattered balls.
And it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, disabled, old, young, whatever you are, whoever you are, it's fair game. There are far too many people who have forgotten how to take a joke and to laugh at themselves and remember what satire and black comedy are. I watched The Gentleman recently. It's a hilarious and well-made film. I cannot recommend it enough. And there's a scene that I feel is very relevant to this topic that we're covering right now. So I just want to play a little snippet for you. And I apologize in advance for the lackluster quality, but it's better than me just trying to explain the joke to you.
Oi, Bernie, what are you doing? Why aren't you training your black cunt? I'm on my own here.
Did he just call me a black cunt?
Yes, he did.
You can't do that, that's racist.
But you are black and you are the cunt, Ernie. Those are the facts. I don't think Princeville cares what race you're running.
Oh my god. It's damaging culture. He called him a black and a cunt. You see, this is a joke. And a damned funny one at that. Not because he's black or because the other character's racist. It's because the black dude in a movie did a dumb cunt thing, so somebody called him a cunt. I can sense how some of you watching this are clutching your pearls ever tighter and hovering over that dislike button now. Go ahead. Press it. Prove your weakness. What is far more disgusting than crude satire portrayed in South Park is identity politics, and how it's entirely based on breaking people down to their base characteristics and putting us into these little neat boxes that are nice and organized for the simpletons that follow this ideology. For all the talk of non-binary and non-conforming blah blah blah, the whole ideology is about categorizing and judging others on their shallowest of traits. Let's go back to that Birds of Prey tweet from earlier, shall we? This tweet is the embodiment of the identity politics movement. Nothing else matters aside from the color of your skin, your gender, and what your sexual preferences are. Identity politics is such an absurd ideology to subscribe to for a multitude of reasons, but one of the biggest being that it seeks to destroy individuality by forcing every single person into some sort of group. But this person here is more interested in going to support a god-awful film based on only the gender and the race and sexual preferences of the character. Plot? Who cares? Developed characters? Overrated. Doesn't matter as long as we see some people of color in there, maybe a gay or two. Identity politics is nothing more than disgusting tokenism masquerading around as representation. Who cares what your actual merits are? What is more important is, are you brown enough? Who cares about your past achievements or your talent? Do you tick a box from the LGBTQ LMNOP? It is more important to strip human beings down to the most basic traits so that we can identify who the bad people are based on how pale they are. Now, when all of this blew up in dipshit Donna's face, she knew there was only one thing that she could do. There was only one card that she could pull that would possibly save her from having her thoughts criticized on a social platform known for debate and criticism. Can you guess what that is? Don't worry, I'll give you some time. Okay, time's up. If you guessed misogyny, you win! One of the oldest cards in the feminist playbook is if someone says something that is counter to what you said or what you think, they must just hate women. Dana tweeted this out. I tweeted a pretty mild opinion about a TV show on my own personal Twitter account like a week ago, and I've been getting multiple death threats every day since, like, LOL. Is there something that women are allowed to have an opinion on? In other words, she's saying, Help! Help me! Misogyny! Yes, you simpleton, you're allowed to have an opinion, even a stupid one such as your own, but despite what you may think, your gender does not shield you from criticism. This is something we see all too often these days. If you criticize a woman, it makes you a sexist. If you criticize somebody who's not white, you're a racist. It couldn't be that you just have a stupid opinion that people are mocking and criticizing. No, it must be because you have a vagina. This, of course, negating any female criticism that Dana has received, but as modern feminists would have you believe, all women think the same and all support each other no matter what. They all think as one. It's like a hive mind of retardation. And I hate to break it to you, Dana. No one cares that you're a woman. Sane individuals mock and criticize you because you have a stupid opinion. Before I begin to wrap things up here, I want to address one last thing. Dana has of course played the victim card after getting a lot of flack for her idiotic opinion that she willingly shared online with the potential of millions upon millions of people seeing it. And while I don't doubt that she has had her looks made fun of by trolls or getting troll jokes about women, it's insanely stupid for her and others like her in similar situations that they blame trolls for all of this. All of this criticism must be the work of the trolls. Just because you are receiving troll emails or direct messages does not mean that every criticism levied towards you is a troll or somebody who just hates you because you don't have a big old swinging dick between your legs. This is nothing more than a diversion and a pathetic attempt to gain more sympathy points because she's just a poor little girl and all the mean boys just hate on her because she's a girl. Your gender doesn't matter. Your thoughts and opinions do. And you shared something that people think is stupid, and now they're letting you know about it. If you really don't like it, then maybe consider thinking before the next time you speak, or prepare yourself for some shit to come your way. Lest we forget, this is all coming from the person who claims that we need to kill Western canon because it's not diverse enough for her, and she would have you believe that it is South Park that has done irreparable damage to culture, like destroying Western canon wouldn't? Obviously, South Park is far more important than generations of classic literature. Of course, like most things SJWs suggest, it is complete and utter lunacy. But at least this provides us with one more person to laugh at. So for that, Dana, I say thank you. I will leave you with this. Remember that you are not above anybody. Remember that it is important for us to be able to laugh at ourselves and realize the ridiculousness of things like actual racism and sexism and bigotry. Comedy allows us to express this, and comedy is incredibly important to our society because of this. A look into the Black Mirror does not always have to instill a sense of fear and disgust. Instead, we can look into the ugly nature of humans and laugh, mock it, and remember how ridiculous we can be, and that is something that Dana sorely needs in her life. And that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I would love to hear what you think about this entire situation down in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. I've been learning that Twitter is a very powerful place, so if you really want to support my content, consider sharing it on Twitter or other social media. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.